So, Arsenal 4, Atletico de Madrid 0. Kenny Ken, the smile says it all. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram. Not a single person on the planet, I'd imagine, predicted a 4-0 Arsenal. And we started quick out the traps. He changed up a bit of the team as well. Yeah, we had Eze in the 10, Martinelli on the left, and he actually played a 10 as well, by the way. Yeah, because I didn't expect that. I thought Marino was going to play. And he put Skelly back in. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, that was a joy to watch tonight, Kenny. And we were ruthless in front of goal tonight. Like we started quick, second half, bang, killed them off.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what it was? The first half, it was both teams trying to cancel each other out, especially them. You know that we were feeling their way in. They perfected the low block in the first half and mid block. It was difficult to get them in, and to a certain extent, they had a lot of the ball. Alvarez was very industrious, and let's not forget when people talk about the 4-0, people seem to forget. At the start of the second half, Alvarez hit the bar from 25 yards. And then afterwards, it was one of those games where it was getting a bit settled. But it did need, us to score. It needed a goal from, the set piece from Declan Rice and a header from, Gabriel Magalhaes. And I think when we scored, that opened up the floodgates. Like Miles Lewis Skelly about to be taken off. We for Calafiori, or was it Mascara? And then all of a sudden, long bursting run, gets it out of his feet. Martinelli first time, and then Martinelli scores his goal. He has a wealth of confidence, and then he sets up the third goal for Gyökeres, and then obviously another set piece, kept in by Magalhaes, and Gyökeres gets a couple of goals. Both of them scrappy goals, but that's what he bought him for. But when you look at the game itself, you talk about us being rampant. People are going to also remember the goals. They're going to remember the fact that Martinelli was involved, in terms of the free kick, and Declan Rice. Set up the chance for Magalhaes, which he scored. But it was a cagey game in the first half, Lee. It was very, very cagey.
The first 20 minutes, I thought we were superb. Yeah. And then after that, and everyone in my chat was saying to me, we're playing really well. I said, but we do this all the time. And then all of a sudden, David Raya has a brain fart. Yeah. And that's kind of turned the game a little bit because they thought, okay, they're panicking. Yeah. And all of their players have played Champions League for years, or most of their players, I'd imagine, have played Champions League for years, yeah? So, and he's got the experience of being in finals with Atleti, the manager, yeah?
Yeah.
Then after that, it was like, okay, just get to half time. Second half, we come out, we get the goal. What's a delivery, by the way? Well, he's insane, isn't he? He's a joke.
It's delivery. He's like a robot, isn't he?
It's like a missile. It's like laser vision.
But I call him. He's a bloody robot, Declan, because that delivery. I don't know how he does it because
I don't know how he got it over the defender's head.
Yeah, but I always thought Saka was the one with the delivery. But when Deck was at West Ham, I didn't know he had that in his repertoire. I didn't know he had set pieces, his repertoire. I just saw a guy that worked his nuts off. Had a bit of goal. Scored the odd goal, especially from and basically just put everything in his performance. But maybe Mikel saw something we haven't seen. But one thing I would like to sort of praise is that I've been hard on Martinelli, bloody hard on him.
He was good tonight.
But second half, I have to admit, I'll take me out off to him, man. That is bounce back ability at its finest because
that is Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, that finish, right?
Yeah.
That finish, was Gabriel Martinelli when he first came to Arsenal.
And
before the Qatar World Cup, that was Gabriel Martinelli purring in that second half.
But that's him. He's not. My issue with Martinelli was obviously his finishing. I wasn't pleased with last year, and obviously he's an ability to beat his man. But when he's hungry, I think what it is that the competition for places seems to have brought something out of him. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's because of where we've been with Martinelli, where last season we thought he was back to his best, and then we had another kind of games where he disappeared. And the same with Gyökeres. We just have to accept some inconsistency from some of these players, Eze as well. But it's got to be a situation where people got to put their hands up, because one thing you can't deny: 3 games in the Champions League, no goals conceded.
Only 2 teams have not conceded a goal.
6. That is absolutely
amazing.
Us and Nacional. And then let's not forget, in the league, we've only conceded 3 goals, But the situation is that I'm going to say it here now. There's no reason why, in terms of like squad ability. Now, I'm not saying we've got the best squad in the country. What I'm saying is that we've got the best squad that gels together. Like, for instance, on paper, if you look at the acquisitions of Man City, they've got great players, but it hasn't gelled yet. We know what's happening in Liverpool. We know that they spent £485 million, but it hasn't gelled yet. But with us,
we've got the best chemistry.
But in terms of us, it's gelled. And the thing is that I spoke to quite a few people on the ground, and they said, look, it's now or never. There seems to be a school of thought is that if we win it this season, then we could go on a run. And I always sort of temper that, because I say, you know what, it's so difficult to retain a title. Look at the difficulty Liverpool had in when they won it in 2020. Look at the difficulty they're having now, and that's why I shake Man City's hand to win it 4 times in a row. You got to shake. You got to shake their hands, or just to retain it. But in conclusion, we're not playing well consistently throughout a match. But one thing about it, the players are there, the squad's there,
the quality's there,
the quality's there. We've got 2 players for every position. That's just factual. But but one thing, we have to sort of like temper is that we have to be able to pace ourselves. Because remember, we came out of traps in 22-23. We should have won the league, and then we ran out of gas a bit, and we lost a bit of confidence. I think when we lost to Man City at home in the League Cup, the league, when it beat us 3-1, I think that's when we became fallible. And I think this season as well, it's a situation where the team's there, but it's all we've got to be about belief. Because as you can see, they look like many, they look like men in gear. They look like men in black where nothing faces them, So, and it's just an example of Arsenal this season is that if you get us on the ropes, or you've got the foot on the throat, you've got to make sure
you've got to take your chances. They've had 1 shot on target, Kenny. Yeah, in the last 3 games that we've played, 2 league games in that game. David Raya's made 1 save.
And the reason why he's only made 1 save is because the simple reason is that we're not allowing any clear-cut chances to come our way, and we're not making. And another thing as well, the reason why he's not getting much action is because we're not making mistakes. We're not making in the first half against Fulham, we were making mistakes, but it was a situation where they couldn't get their shots off, and they were going in, the ball's going wide. We made there was a bit of a Benny Hill moment, a pork chop moment for our goalkeeper, but it came to no avail. Second half now, where we up the ante. That's the sort of thing we are. Jamie Carragher said something very interesting, that the way we're playing is like Mourinho's Chelsea, where you always felt in that 2004-2005 team and 05-06 that you couldn't score against that team. It's hard to penetrate. And I think we got that kind of feel about us. But we can only make comparisons with the George Graham teams. We can only make comparisons with the Mourinho teams of Chelsea at 04-05 and 05-06. If we win something, and that's the thing, everything's in place for success. It's now down to the managers. Remember, we had 8 league games, and we got our 9th league game on Saturday, and we got
the Eze derby.
Yes, like derby.
The Nketiah derby.
What we do. We've got to do it in 2 blocks. We've got to make sure that we go into like the November international break, winning every game, and that again that puts a bit of hairs in our chest, that puts a bit of confidence, and it puts pressure on Liverpool and Man City. And not only that, it puts pressure on the other teams in Europe, because at the end of the day, we need to pace ourselves in this competition. Remember, Liverpool won every game last year, and then when they got to the knockout stages, PSG just basically got their mojo back. So we have to
and this is why it's so important, that we keep rotating when and listen. This is why I like that. It's subs today. Obviously, I don't think Skelly played great. I thought he was poor. I wouldn't say poor. I'd say he was average, or just
Yeah.
above average. But then he went on that run, yeah, and that killed the game because he was about to be subbed. Yeah, do you know what I thought? Yeah, when Zubimendi came off, I was like, why is he taking Zubimendi off? I thought maybe he should take Rice off because Rice has got that rocket of a cross, and Gabriel is on the end of all of them. Yeah, whether it's a set piece from a corner or a free kick. Yeah, if Declan Rice gets injured, that is one of our weapons gone, and then Gabriel's not going to score. I'm not saying we could have fucked up doing that. He obviously knows the players better than we do, yeah. But at the same time, we got to wrap him up in cotton wool, that Declan,
it was like
because that is a massive weapon in our arsenal.
Yeah, but it was like that last season when Saka got his long-term injury. Don't forget
he was poor tonight, but we didn't need him.
We didn't need him. But let's not forget Saka last season and the season before that. We're getting great delivery from him as well. Obviously, Declan Rice is more recognised, and he's more potent. But let's not forget Saka could put in a good corner as well. Let's not forget it was Saka's corner that led to the goal against Fulham.
Yeah,
obviously Declan Rice gets points. So really, truly, you want your creative players, well, in terms of like your set piece specialists, Captain Wall. But yeah, Declan Rice, great game, good game today.
What did you make of Gyökeres? He finally got 2 goals, man. They weren't the greatest of goals, but, but that's probably what he needed, isn't it?
That's what he bought it for. If you know the score in any walk of life, as well, any walk of football, any level of football. If you go through a goal scoring drought, it's the deflection that starts to run of games where you can't stop scoring. It's always the goal that you think it's always a scrappy goal. It's not going to be, a 30-yarder, like or a volley like Dennis Bergkamp did it, in 95, 96. It's for a striker like Gyökeres, he's frustrated. He doesn't think he's getting the right sort of chances. He's not scoring. But the first goal, a deflection from about 5 yards out, and then the second goal, all he has to do is just chest. He just
bounced off his thigh like Trossard's one.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. But those are sort of goals you can get where you now can go on a run. That's when your confidence is up. You saw when he scored his second goal, his confidence.
He looked miles better, man.
Yeah, but it's all about confidence. But as I said before, we got to enjoy this. We got 9 points, but it's all about Crystal Palace. Another team's going to give us different tests. But again, we've kind of, with the exception of Liverpool, we kind of and Man City, we kind of faced all our demons. So hopefully another demon.
We put a marker down in Europe as well because Barca slapped 6 past Olympiacos. PSG slapped 7. Yeah. Conte got walloped 6. So there's been a lot of goals tonight. And then when these teams are going back into their dressing rooms, I remember seeing Arsenal wallop this lot 4-0. That's a marker down.
Well, and
we kept Sorloth quiet, by the way, and that guy's a problem.
Yeah, he's a big lad as well.
Kenny makes you look small, mate. He's a big, strong lad. And we didn't see Gabriel tussling with him in under that like we used to with Haaland.
But you know the situation is that we got to keep them going. Keep them going. We celebrate at the end of the season when we've got something to celebrate for. But right now, next game on the list. That's all we've got to do.
Bosh. Make sure you follow Kenny Chem 1972. We're out. Cheers next, and then emergency meeting. We're there.